In 2025, I don't know how you traded. Maybe you doubled your account and walked around with the confidence of someone who thinks they've just graduated from the market maker's playground. Or maybe you quietly made your 10th deposit, hoping the market would finally give you something back. But let's drop the illusion for a minute. Be honest. Just once, so you can breathe. If every night you curl up staring at bleeding trades, too scared to close the loss, if every morning you open your charts with your heartbeat racing like the market's about to hand down a sentence, then I'm sorry. You're not an investor. You're just a gambler who wandered into Wall Street. 2026 is already knocking, and the only question left is this. Do you want to keep being the gambler who feeds the exchanges, the brokers, and the entire market with your own fear? Or do you want to become a real trader, someone who earns enough to feed their own life, their discipline, and the clarity of a true financial warrior? If you choose the latter, then this video is for you. You're still here. Good. That tells me one thing. You haven't quit. And a trader who hasn't quit can still be saved. Most people who step into the market die the moment they place their first trade without knowing what they're up against. They think they're trading. But to Wall Street, they look like lost souls carrying their wallets to the dealer's door and laying them on the altar. Think I'm exaggerating? I'm not. Remember this. If you don't know what you're doing, someone else knows exactly what you're doing, and they're waiting for you to be wrong. I've seen thousands of people like that, year after year. The same cycle repeating. A beginner enters. A beginner loses. A beginner gets angry. A beginner deposits again. Until their money dries up, their discipline breaks, their spirit empties, and the market tosses them aside like a broken toy. But you're different. You're still here, reading every line as if you know there's a truth hidden somewhere for you. And you're right. There are truths no one has ever told you, except me. Truth 1. The market doesn't move because of price. It moves because of your fear. Price is only the surface. You think price rises because of buying pressure, but no. Price rises because losers refuse to accept they're wrong. Shorts who won't cut their losses are the fuel behind a breakout. Longs who won't exit are the reason for a straight-down collapse. Price never moves on its own. Your emotions push the current off balance. Truth 2. Traders don't lose because of the market. They lose because of time. No one says this. Most traders don't blow up from one strange candle. They blow up because they can't wait. The market often gives you a chance, just not at the moment you want it. You don't lose because your setup is wrong. You lose because you don't have the patience to let probability reach its winning side. Truth 3. Your losing trades reveal more about you than your winning ones. New traders win 5 trades in a row and think they're special, but only when they face their first red trade does their true nature appear. They either turn into a gambler or turn into a survivor. How you handle losses is who you are. Truth 4. The market doesn't fool you. Your expectations do. The market has no time to build traps just for you. You're too small, but your expectations are too big, and they turn normal movement into imaginary traps in your mind. The more you want price to go your way, the more every signal looks distorted. Truth 5. You're not lacking knowledge. You're lacking the ability to handle pain. A wealthy trader isn't the smartest one. It's the one who can withstand the pain others can't. Pain from waiting. Pain from skipping trades. Pain from discipline. Pain from watching the market move without you. Endurance is the job. Truth 6. The market doesn't pay you for being right. It pays you for stepping aside at the right time. Everyone thinks you must enter trades to make money. Completely wrong. The longest-lasting traders in major trading rooms win by staying out more than they stay in. They don't fight every move. They choose their battles. Beginners do the opposite. They jump into every signal, every fluctuation, until their ammo runs out. On Wall Street, staying out is a position. Truth 7. The market always moves before you're ready. This is one of trading's great tragedies. When you're confident, the market betrays you. When you're scared, it leaves you behind. On the day you decide not to trade, it trends perfectly. When you go all in, it wipes you instantly. This isn't random. The market reflects crowd psychology, and the crowd always acts at the wrong time. And you're part of that crowd unless you train yourself to step away from it. Truth 8. Every trade you place has someone on the other side. When you buy, someone else is selling. Not randomly. They sell because they believe you're wrong. And they might have more capital, more data, more speed, more truth. Beginners enter trades with confidence, but they never ask, who is on the other side of this trade and why do they want to be there? Survivors ask that. Losers don't. Truth 9. Every trader pays tuition. The only difference is how amateurs pay with money. Professionals pay with time and discipline. There is no path where you pay nothing. Most traders try to shorten the journey with their wallet. They lose, deposit again, and call it getting back what's mine. Money never returns to people who don't change. Professionals pay by spending years refining one system, understanding themselves better than anyone. And when the market tests them, they don't pay with a blown account. They pay with a day on the sidelines. Truth 10. The market doesn't care how hard you tried, only how well you protected yourself. Traders say, I tried so hard, I studied all night, I deserve to win. Wall Street doesn't pay for effort. It pays for efficiency. People who work less but correctly will always beat those who work more but wrong. And you? You're working a lot, but are you working right? Truth 11. Discipline doesn't make you better. It stops you from destroying yourself. Discipline isn't for winning. It has one purpose, to stop you from killing your own account. The market doesn't destroy you. You destroy yourself by entering trades in the wrong mental state, moving your stop loss, adding size while scared. Discipline doesn't guarantee profit. It keeps you alive long enough for real opportunities to appear. Truth 12. The market always attacks your weakest point. If your weakness is greed, the market will give you a green trade just to see how far you'll push it. If your weakness is fear, the market will shake you until you exit right before the real move. If your weakness is ego, the market will make you lose until you abandon your system. Wall Street doesn't need to understand you. It just needs to push you to your breaking point, and you take care of the rest. Truth 13. Big wins don't matter. Survival does. I've seen traders make hundreds of % in a month and disappear 2 weeks later. You don't need extraordinary wins. You need longevity. A long-lived account always beats a fast-growing one that later burns out. In this game, the winner isn't who makes the most, it's who survives the longest. Survival is profit. Truth 14. No one gets rich by trading a lot, only by trading little but trading right. You don't need 100 trades a month. You need 4 good ones. 4 with real probability. Beginners can't stand doing nothing. They think action equals professionalism. But on Wall Street, inaction is a skill. Like a sniper, you only need 1 bullet fired at the right moment. Truth 15. Trading is not an emotional job. It's a statistical one. You're not paid for being smarter. You're paid for understanding probability. You don't need to win every trade. You just need a system where the wins outweigh the losses. The rest is math. Beginners hate math. They love emotion. And emotion is the answer to the question, why do you keep losing? Truth 16. No one cares whether you win or lose, except you. When you lose, your account bleeds. When you win, your account heals. The market doesn't acknowledge you. Wall Street doesn't applaud you. No one stands up and claps when you catch the perfect setup. It's just you and the screen. Learn to live with that loneliness. Truth 17. Trading isn't about finding profit. It's about finding a stronger version of yourself. The market is a mirror. It reflects your weaknesses, your fear, your greed, your lack of discipline. If you don't change, the market will keep punishing you. If you do change, the market will change how it treats you. That isn't the soul of the market. That's the soul of you. I've just given you 17 truths of the market. Now we begin building the plan for 2026. And listen carefully, because from this point forward, we're no longer talking about emotions, philosophy, or the shadows of Wall Street. We're stepping into reality, into planning, into strategy. The only thing that can turn you from someone the market crushes into someone who survives a year where many will fall. 2026 will not resemble 2025. The market is shifting. Liquidity is rotating. Sentiment is changing. Big orders are reallocating. What you do this year will decide which side you stand on next year, the side that survives or the side that gets erased. I'm not here to give you 10 holy grail strategies or a self-help checklist. Professional traders don't need checklists. They need a system. They need a plan with a spine, with gravity, with the strength to survive real combat. So we begin with the place most beginners never dare to look at directly. You don't build a plan to win. You build a plan so the market cannot kill you. First, you must redefine the financial body you are operating with. Your account isn't a number on a screen. It is your lungs, your heart, your backbone in the market. You breathe through it, you shake through it, you fear through it. And when you lose it, you lose the ability to stand back up. So the first step of your 2026 plan is brutally simple. You must know how much pain, percentage-wise, you can take before you break. Not how much profit you want, not your X2 or X3 dreams, but the maximum pain you can endure while still keeping discipline. Amateurs build profit targets. Professionals build pain thresholds. If you've never defined your pain limit, next year you will die from decisions made while your heart beats faster than your brain. Let me be blunt. Most losses don't come from bad analysis. They come from panic. The next step of your 2026 plan is reshaping your trading system, not from indicators, but from your own behavior. You need to review every trade you placed in 2025, not to see how much you won, but to see how you lost. What made you break discipline? Why you entered at the wrong time? When you entered just because you feared missing out? How many times you refused to cut losses out of hope? How many times you held a losing trade like a ticking bomb and convinced yourself it wouldn't explode? A real trading system is not lines crossing on a screen. It is the psychological map of who you are. Understand that map, and you understand the market. Now we come to the most important part, defining the strategic framework for 2026. Here's a secret 90% of traders never learn. It's not the strategy that keeps you alive. It's your consistency that keeps the strategy alive. Next year, you only need to answer 4 questions. Just 4. And if you're not ruthlessly honest, the market will answer for you in a very painful way. Question 1. When will you trade? Not when there's a signal, but which hours, which sessions, which timeframes. Without fixed trading windows, you cannot build discipline. Question 2. When will you avoid trading? Great traders don't enter more, they avoid more. They know when the market is chaotic. They know when the patterns are noisy. They know when they are not stable. Question 3. How much are you willing to lose per trade? Not the number you think you can stomach, the number you won't lose your mind over. Real pain tolerance is always lower than you imagine. Question 4. How will you exit if the market goes against you? Most traders only think about entries. Winners think about the exit before they even pull the trigger. Answer these 4 questions with brutal honesty, and only then do you have a foundation for 2026. But even that is not enough. A plan is not a plan until it has been set on fire. You must test it in the craziest, hottest, worst market conditions. You must see if your system survives the absolute worst, because only then is it strong enough for live combat. The 2026 plan is not a promise of a profitable year. It is a vow that you will never return to your weaker self. You will not chase emotions like an animal backed into a corner. You will not try to prove you're right when the market has already proved you wrong. You will not break discipline for a setup that looks too good. You will not deposit more money out of revenge. You will enter next year as a warrior who knows his weapons, knows his enemy, and most importantly, knows himself. That is the only starting point Wall Street respects. Operating your system in 2026. This is the stage where most traders slowly die off over time. Not because their systems are wrong, but because they don't know how to operate them. A system that isn't operated correctly turns from a money-printing engine into a meat grinder. And the market loves the taste of new traders, impulsive traders, and emotionally unstable traders. 2026 will be a year that destroys anyone using a system they don't truly understand. How it lives, breathes, evolves, and reacts to volatility. To survive, you must understand that running a system is not just following rules. It's following context, following discipline, and following your own psychological stability. The first truth you must accept: a system is not a fixed machine. It's a living organism with cycles of strength and weakness. Like a predator, sometimes it hunts, sometimes it rests, sometimes it bleeds, and sometimes it needs to recover. Survivors are the traders who can read the biological state of their systems. That is where real system operation begins. The heartbeat of a system. A system has a heartbeat. You've seen it. Some weeks it runs smoothly, clear signals, transparent price action. Some weeks it becomes foggy and chaotic and like staring through a blurred window. If you try to force trades during the system's slow heartbeat, you will be crushed. If you can step back and wait for the heartbeat to rise again, you will survive. 2026 will bring many irregular heartbeats. Sudden trend reversals, unpredictable volatility, compression and expansion, more false breaks than usual, liquidity being pulled and pumped unpredictably, weekly stop hunts becoming routine. If you operate your system like driving on a straight highway, you'll die on the first curve. Trading velocity. Just like a race driver, you must adjust trading speed according to market conditions. During clean, directional trends, increase frequency and increase size within your limits. During sideways, noisy, choppy conditions, reduce frequency, reduce size, or stay out completely. Amateurs keep a fixed speed. They trade based on emotional frequency, not system frequency. 2026 is the year of velocity control. If you don't learn to slow down when needed, you'll spin off the track. Legal stop loss versus illegal stop loss. Traders don't lose because of stop losses. They lose because they can't distinguish between a legal and an illegal stop loss. A legal stop loss happens when you follow the system. An illegal stop loss happens when you enter while the market is unclear, you increase size out of excitement. You enter because you fear missing out, you chase losing trades, you trade outside your ideal hours, you break confirmation rules. Legal stop losses are survival fees. Illegal stop losses are fees for greed and fear. 2026 will punish every trader who takes illegal stop losses. You must be cold enough to look at a losing trade and say, did this follow my system? If not, it's my fault, not the market's. Professionals know the truth. It's not about having many or few stop losses. It's about reducing illegal stop losses month after month. Recovery cycles of a system. Next year, systems will face frequent but short drawdowns. Recovery will be fast but unforgiving. During a drawdown, never change your rules. Never abandon your system for a new one. Never increase size to make it back. Never justify emotional behavior with "this time is different." Drawdowns test whether you're a real trader or just someone playing with fantasies. Most traders never understand this. A system never wins continuously. It wins in cycles. Your goal is not to avoid drawdowns. Your goal is to stay alive long enough to reach the recovery cycle. Traders die because they don't survive long enough to enjoy the rebound. Flexibility, without breaking rules. Many traders confuse flexibility with breaking rules. Flexibility means adjusting execution, not the core of the system. You can be flexible with waiting longer for confirmation, slightly widening stop loss during high volatility, choosing optimal entry points within the zone, picking pairs with cleaner behavior, reducing size in noisy conditions, increasing size in clear conditions. But you must never be flexible with entry conditions, stop loss placement, risk-reward rules, mandatory confirmations, market structure logic. If you're flexible with the core, you're not using a system. You're gambling while pretending it's system trading. Consistency of action. The only thing you control. 2026 will teach you one thing. You cannot control the market. You can only control your actions. Operating a system is simply managing yourself every single day. Ask yourself honestly, can you avoid breaking rules for 30 straight days? Can you avoid changing your entire system after 3 losing trades? Can you place the correct size consistently without emotional adjustments? Can you wait for full confirmation without jumping in early? Can you close your charts and walk away on days the market is ugly? System operation is not about technique. It is about self-control. And if you fail at that, any system, even the best one on Wall Street, will destroy you within weeks. Start 2026 like a trader who finally understands this is a real battlefield. No more illusions. No more blind hope. No more impulsive entries just to scratch an itch. No more emotion-driven trades. This is the year the market runs out of patience for the weak. The market doesn't want to make you rich. It wants to test your durability. It wants to see how long you can stand before you collapse. So walk into this year with a mindset completely different from any year before. The mindset of a cold operator who knows the target, knows the process, knows the limits, and knows the price of breaking the system. Start by burying the weakest version of yourself. The version that burned money just to feel a flicker of hope. The version that broke discipline because of one sudden green candle. The version that said, I'll be serious tomorrow, only to repeat the same mistakes. The version that held losing trades because admitting you were wrong hurt too much. That version cannot enter 2026. Let it die in 2025. This year, you can't let emotions drive the wheel. You can't enter a trade out of FOMO. You can't size up out of momentary greed. You can't expect the market to show mercy. The market doesn't care how hard your life is, how much you want to win, how much you've deposited, or how much you've prayed. The market only pays people with a system, discipline, and the ability to stay silent when silence is the edge. And here's the coldest truth. 2026 starts with you, not with the news, not with the Fed, not with liquidity flows, not with crypto, stocks, forex, or anything else. It starts with your internal architecture, the way you think, the way you react, the way you handle a losing streak, the way you uphold discipline even after the market slaps you 3 times in a row. If you don't change, no new year means anything. You're just repeating the same cycle on a new calendar page. If you look back at your journey, the harsh truths, the system building, the execution, the optimization, you'll notice something. You're no longer the person who started. You've changed. You've looked into corners of the market you used to avoid. You've learned survival matters more than shining on a few lucky trades. You've realized the goal isn't to win big, it's to win consistently and lose small. And you've learned the market doesn't choose the smartest trader. It chooses the most consistent one. Start 2026 with discipline. Discipline in placing your stop loss before you enter. Discipline in never taking trades outside your system, not even once. Discipline in sitting out when the market is unclear. Discipline in shutting the screen and walking away when your mind isn't clean. Discipline in resisting the urge to increase size while greed is screaming. Discipline isn't controlling the market. Discipline is controlling yourself. A new year is no different from the old one if you drag your old habits into it. But if you change just one thing, stop breaking your discipline, you'll notice everything shift. Trade by trade, week by week, month by month. You'll see yourself steadier, calmer, sharper. And that stability becomes your foundation for survival. You don't need to trade brilliantly. You just need to trade consistently. The consistent traders always outlast the impulsive ones. 2026 will be brutal. It will filter people out. It will eliminate millions of traders who lack real thinking. It will expose those who have no idea what their system is. It will punish anyone trading on emotion. But this same year will forge the traders who stay long enough to breathe the market like oxygen. And if you want to walk through this year as a sharpened trader, not a gambler led around by the market, you need a place that tells you the truth. A place without sugarcoating, fantasies, or cheap hope. A place that tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. That's why I built Trading Mindset Lab. Because if you truly want to make it through 2026, you need a viewpoint cold enough to keep you alert, deep enough to keep you aligned, and realistic enough to keep you away from the emotional addiction that has destroyed millions of traders. If you found value in this journey, subscribe to Trading Mindset Lab. Leave a comment and tell me what you want me to break down next. And hit the notification bell so when a new video drops, you're the first to know before the market shifts. 2026 won't wait for you. The market won't wait for you. Opportunity won't freeze until you feel ready. And if you made it this far, I know you're ready to walk into this year as a real trader. Welcome to a stronger, colder, sharper version of yourself. Welcome to Trading Mindset Lab.